Hi, I'm Tara, and if you like humorous books about hibernation, I recommend you go to your local library and find Hibernation Station. Okay, I'm totally kidding. I just always wanted to be on Reading Rainbow as a kid. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tara and this is Adventure is Collins, and today is day 3 of Vlogmas, but hopefully you will be coming to this video long after Vlogmas is over, because today I'm going to be talking about my December morning basket. Now, when it comes to homeschooling, there is really not a one-size-fits-all model. Everybody does their homeschooling differently, as well as their morning baskets. So what I would put in a morning basket could be very different than what someone else will put in a morning basket. So for me, I really like kind of slow mornings. I don't like getting up and being in a rush so much. My kids usually tend to get up and just come snuggle with me, and so we really focus more on books in the morning. But that said, my 5-year-old is a morning person, and so she's a little bit fidgety sometimes, especially once she gets moving, and so I do kind of have plans for that as well. So basically I just took a basket that I found at the thrift store because I try to secondhand things whenever I can. And then I have several books in here and then a couple other things that I will just go ahead and show you. So right now we have 5 books in our morning basket. Always in our basket right now is the Jesus Loves Me Bible. It is a storybook version, so it does have, see if I can open it here for you. It does have pictures, and then it has stories that are written in a much more digestible size for children and in language that's easier for them to understand. As we get older, I like to just kind of upgrade the Bible style that we use to kind of meet the kids where they're at, because I feel like if I just tried to read right out of the Bible to her right now, it would just go right over her head, especially with her being on the spectrum. So something in a more storybook format really works for her. And I even have actually like cardboard book versions that I do with even younger kids. So right now Maverick has the board book version of our Bible in our book format. So now for poetry, I'm doing Robert Frost Poetry for Young People. This one is broken down into seasons, so we'll be reading the section about winter. And then I have the book from my Reading Rainbow intro of Hibernation Station. It's just a cute book. It's a really quick read, and she likes it because it's kind of more silly. Like you have snakes wearing pajamas and kids complaining about spilled drinks and people snoring and things like that. So I thought it was just kind of a cute, lighthearted read to have in there. Not a beat your kid over the head with education sort of book, but it's sneaky because we get to talk about things like hibernation and what animals do in the winter, and things like that. So I thought it was a good one. And we have Welcome to the Ice House, which has a bunch of different Arctic animals, which is really cool. And then the last book that I have is just polar bears that we got from our library bookstore. I don't know if your library has one, but we love it. It's basically just a section where our libraries, when they're no longer going to be circulating books, they put them in there and you can buy them. So if you ever notice, a lot of our books have library stickers on them, and some of them are genuinely checked out, but some of them have stickers, price stickers, and like the little barcode is marked out. It's because they are no longer in circulation at our library and we bought them. We buy a lot of books from the library bookstore. All the money that we spend there goes right back into supporting the public libraries, which is really cool. And we get really awesome books because like these hardcover books are $1, and then the softcover books are 50 cents. And then we bought a membership, which was super cheap, and it gives you 50% off all of your books. So we end up getting these hardcover books for 50 cents. and it's really awesome. We love it. If you guys are curious about that, I could totally do a video about it, or I can do book hauls and show you the books that we get from the library bookstore if that's something that you guys are into. So let me know down in the comments. And then other than that, I have some activities, but I also have this guy. Sometimes for Clarissa, having something to fidget with is super helpful. So if you have some sensory seeking kids, something like this can be really helpful. Or kids that just can't sit still, they just have a lot of energy. Having something to fidget with can be really, really helpful. And then we have, in that same sort of tactile vein, these cards. Now these are thick cardboard, and then they have felt, like, velvety letters with the numbers on them that show you, if it'll focus, so you can practice with your finger and just sort of learn the order and how it is you're supposed to be making the shapes for letters. Right now Clarissa is working on writing letters and learning to write words and spelling her name and things like that. Like, she is doing super well with that, but she does struggle with some fine motor things, so I like to find other ways to practice letters. You can do snow writing, which you do with shaving cream, which we will be doing later in the month, and you can do things with sand or sugar, where they're using paintbrushes or Q-tips. Like, you can do all kinds of things. There's a million ways to practice letters besides just sitting down with a pencil. So this is a way for her to do that, just getting those shapes and building that kind of memory about how they are supposed to be made. And she kind of has fun focusing on them, and it gives her kind of something to do again with her hands. Then we also have these same or different flashcards that, and there's a lot of different ones. They're not all fruit. There's also like animals and numbers and shapes. So we play with these. And then this is actually going to be new for her because I found this buried in our game closet. Nobody has ever opened them. I can tell the tape is still on the package. Is the Disney I Found It game. And this is something that she can do by herself. It says it's a 2-player game if you want to play it together, or she could play it with her sister, or I could play it with her. But it's also something you can do on your own. You can just have the card of the thing that you're looking for and then hunt it out. So I think that might be a good way for her to start, is looking by herself or looking with help, so that she doesn't feel frazzled by trying to beat somebody else, because sometimes that can be a little bit frustrating for her. But that is it right now for the basket. It's super simple. I know sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming when you look on Pinterest or you watch these videos of people sharing these really elaborate, beautiful baskets that they make, and you can definitely do it that way. I aspire to have those baskets, but right now we try to work with things that we already have, and we try to keep our mornings very simple and straightforward. First thing in the morning, I don't want to just jump into doing a bunch of stuff. Like, I like time to wake up and just be with my kids before we are doing things. And most of my kids are the same way, so it's what works for us. I think figuring out what your routine and your rhythm is as a family will help you decide how to shape your baskets. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and that this kind of approachable basket was helpful to you. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing and joining our family. If you do, please comment down below and introduce yourself so that I can welcome you personally, and I will see you guys in the next video.